Hello, my friends, and welcome to Time Between Times Storytelling with me, Owen Staton. Welcome to this place where tales are told at a traditional time. The time between times. The time when it's neither night nor day, but the sun has gone and the sky is grey. The time when the veil between our world and the fairy world grows wafer thin. So thin that for a few moments, just a few moments, we can reach into their realm. And for a few moments they can reach into ours. Now is the time that people see lights in the sky. Now is the time that people see fairies. Now is the time that ghosts hover into vision. Now is the time between times. So sit back, relax, take a deep breath, and join me in a magical place, far away, in between Oxfordshire and Warwickshire, are the Rollright stones, a magical stone circle. Many stones around one larger stone. There the Tylwyth Teg dance under the moonlight. There the ghosts of long ago wander round for purposes unknown. They are the Rollright stones. Some say there are 72 stones, but it's said that if you try to count them more than once, you will never arrive at the same number. Many people have been driven to madness by the curse of the numbered stones, counting them as the sun was setting and the moon was rising, never arising at the same number more than once. But how did they come to be there? For many years ago, when the world was young, there marched an army through what was Britain, conquering all that stood before it. They were led by a king called Rufus, a cruel and heartless man who rode at the front of his army. Village after village fell to their swords. Fire was all the trail behind them. But one day they came to a hill. Riding up the hill, Rufus, on his great stallion with his army marching behind him, found an old lady standing under a tree. "Out of my way!" he called to her. She was hooded and cowled and looked up, long white hair hanging down from her face. She was as old as the mountains, and she answered in a voice as capricious as the sea. She said to him, "7 long strides you will take. If Long Compton you can see, King of England you will be." Rufus laughed. His men started to laugh. Over the brow of the hill was known to be Long Compton. He got down from his horse, walked up to the old lady and said, "That is easy for one such as me. No army has been able to stand in front of my force. No force has ever been able to stand against what we bring, and it certainly will not be you that stops me from being the King of England. Out of my way, woman." He stepped once. He stepped twice. He jumped the 3rd step. The 4th step was the longest step anyone had ever taken. The 5th step he jumped backwards. The 6th step he did on his hands. And at last, for the 7th step, at the brow of the hill, he jumped forward to the cheer of his men and turned around to face Long Compton, only to find a large mound blocking his view. The colour drained from his face. He looked at his men, they looked at him, and the old woman walked forward. "As Long Compton you cannot see, then a ring of stones you shall be." Suddenly, all the men in the army stood still. Suddenly the colour drained from them, and only the colour grey remained. Some of them managed to move just slightly. Some of them managed to try and protect their lord. But then they all turned slowly to stone, staying exactly where they are, where they have now been for thousands upon thousands of years. As time passed, moss covered them. As the years went by, it became known as a magical place. Lovers would meet there to be married under moonlight. It was said that fairies danced there. But as it was an army set to conquer the land, no one can count the number of stones. But at the height of midsummer, when the day and the night are equally as long, it is said that an old woman in a cloak with long white hair still walks around the circle, using her staff to bang on each and every stone to remind them that Long Compton they cannot see. So forever stones they will be. Thank you, my friends, for joining me at the time between times. The time is neither night nor day, but the sun has gone and the sky is grey. My name is Owen Staton. There are many, many, many videos here for you to enjoy. Please like, please subscribe, and please join me on my other podcasts. Time Between Times Storytelling. You can find that wherever you find your pods. And also Spectre of the Sea, which I do with my friend Bethan Briggs-Miller. And there, that can be found wherever you find your magical missives and rantings that we call podcasts. If you really want to support me, you can drop me an email at owenstaton@aol.com with some ideas for stories you'd like to hear. Follow me on Twitter at Owen S. Griffiths. And also I have a Patreon page, Owen Staton7, patreon.com. Any support is more than welcome and gratefully received. Diolch yn fawr am gwrando. Thank you very much for listening. Take care, my friends, and join me again at the time between times. The time when it's neither night nor day, but the sun has gone and the sky is grey. Nos da.